In today's video, I'm going to share with you one recent mistake I made when I tried to analyze the sales revenue data from Q3. I want to share this error with you because I think this error is very common when we do the data analysis. So let's get started. So on the left of the screen, you can see some revenue data from 2021 to 2023. You can find the data that I use from the official website from Pandora, and this data is downloadable through the link. Well, my specific question for you right now is that based on all the data that you can see on the screen right now, what can you say about the revenue from Pandora in Q3? So I have asked ChatGPT for the exact same question, and ChatGPT answered me with 3 bullet points. So the first point answered by ChatGPT is that the Q3 revenue of 2023 is lower than Q2. So this is a month-over-month increase. But it was slightly better, it was slightly higher than the same previous quarter. So in this statement, ChatGPT tried to calculate the year-over-year increase. And in the second bullet point, ChatGPT tried to compare the performance of this year to last year, which is essentially the same as the first point. What is interesting is that in the third bullet point, ChatGPT definitely catches the periodicity or the seasonality underneath this data. There seems to be a cyclic pattern of higher revenues in Q4 of each year. What's also interesting is the paragraph underneath it. ChatGPT says that whether this performance is considered to be good or not depends on various factors. So what ChatGPT does is that try to make a descriptions over the data. This is a very neutral description of the data. So ChatGPT doesn't decide whether this performance is good or not. It needs more information. I use the answers from ChatGPT. This is also how most of us would answer this question. I have visualized the historical data for your convenience as well. Indeed, what ChatGPT said is 100% accurate. I could see a small increase in the revenue comparing to last year. So I agree with ChatGPT, and my take-home message is that Pandora Q3 performance can be summarized as a small, steady increase comparing to the same quarter last year. But when I am surfing online, I see the CEO is very satisfied with the Q3 performance, and he is also super optimistic about the upcoming Q4. Then I do a little bit of research, and I realize that my previous conclusion is partially wrong. So which part is exactly wrong? What is wrong is not about the data descriptions. So every bullet point mentioned by ChatGPT is valid. But I fail to look at the industry that Pandora is in. The plot twist is that we are talking about Pandora. This is a very specific company. So the industry Pandora is in fashion and also jewelry. Is a B2C company that it is selling directly to the consumers, mostly through physical stores or online web shops. So starting from 2022, we know there is some kind of economic recessions. There are inflations due to this financial policy by the government, and the willingness to consume this little bit expensive product is actually very low. Now you might ask, you say it is low, but is there any data supporting your claim? Well, there is. So I have researched a little bit on the internet and find out and see this company, Tapestry. You may not heard of Tapestry before, but you should have heard about some brands that is owned by Tapestry. For example, Coach, Kate Spade. If you check out their data, by the way, their data is posted on our website. You can also download them through the link in the screen right now. You see the small decreasing trend of the net sales. So to give you a better understanding, I have put Pandora's revenue side by side with that of Tapestry. And now the thing gets a little bit interesting, right? You see that Tapestry is not exactly the same industry as Pandora, because Tapestry also sells women accessories and also women shoes and also women handbags. But at the same time, Pandora's only sell jewelry. But if you plot the revenue of these two companies, you see that they share a very common seasonality. Basically, they have big revenue increase, a big revenue bump at Q4 every year. Because in Q4, there are a lot of promotion events with a lot of discounts. This is one way to boost their sales. And the other way is to get rid of the stock. That's why even though Pandora and Tapestry position themselves differently in the market, they still share some very similar trend. Well, if this side-by-side comparison is not convincing enough, I want to also show you this plot that in one chart, I plot these two companies' revenue at once. What you can see is that Pandora have a slightly increasing trend. At the same time, Tapestry have a slightly decreasing trend. This is again verifying the observations, which is also confirmed from experts in the industry. By the way, Tapestry is not the only company out there who have seen a small decrease in the revenue. There are a lot of companies like Tapestry that have been suffered from the small recession, because during recession, people will cut off unnecessary spend. And this will especially hurt the fashion industry because, like fashion items are not necessity in life. And among this industry, it is extremely valuable that during this time of year, that Pandora can see a small increase in their revenue. Basically, they are still growing, while other companies are shrinking. Now, I want to remind you that a few minutes ago, my conclusion is that there seems to be a stable small increase in the revenues. But given all the background information I have just provided, I see that you associate this small increase with more information. And that's why my previous conclusion is partially wrong. You cannot just make conclusion out of the context. And all the data we are using right now are 100% authentic data, not recorded in a laboratory, but rather that is actually happening. The data are collected in physical stores that operate every day. And the people buying the product from either of the company are alive people, are alive humans that they have a unique reasoning system. If as a data expert, you just talk to the CEO of the company and saying that, okay, from the data, I draw the conclusion that you can see a stable increase without mentioning any of the insights I just showed you, then how could the CEO trust your business understanding? So some of you may argue that I'm a data analyst, I'm a data scientist, I'm not a business scientist. But without seeing the context that the data is generated from, you cannot really come up with insights that have an impact. Whether your position is called business analytics or data analytics, it doesn't really matter because it is all about you making value for the companies. And all I just did and all I have done is just to search online to search your competitors' performance. That's as simple as it gets. Now to inspire you furthermore, so you can see that this trend probably is different in different countries, right? To look at this trend even further, you can really drill down the data to look at region-specific performances. You can also look at other competitors, right? Other competitors who also sell jewelry, for example, Tiffany, targeted to different group of people to verify that whether this change of mindset happening in the consumers is universal or not. So there are a lot of coming up ideas, and I believe that the CEO will definitely appreciate the effort that you try to interpret data in a certain context, in a certain environment. So thanks again for watching the video up to now. My name is Xiao Lu. I'm a data expert in decision making. If you also believe that you can analyze your data to boost your sales, then please like and subscribe my channel. I will continue posting videos like this. We see each other next time. Bye bye.